go here?
Yesterday I did Gucci, and today Fendi, so it's hot.
Hey, it's Nikki Jensen.
And Brie Piccone.
And we're late to the party from two vegetarian Geminis who are still stuck in 2001.
Yeah. Hey there, Nick.
Hey. So, have you seen Megan yet?
No, wait, have you?
Yes.
No, when did you see it?
I saw it opening night on Thursday night.
Oh.
It was a funny theater experience. I'm not going to lie.
I didn't
So,
know.
What? Oh, sorry.
I didn't realize it dropped already.
It's really good. It's really, really good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, iconic. Megan is going to go up there with, Chucky.
So what was up with the theater experience, though? What happened?
Well, it was really funny because... So I went with my boyfriend, and we are the first to be there for a hot second. And we're just talking. And I think there was just a point where, I was razzing him or he was razzing me, and I went to push him, and I kind of got in his face, and this couple comes by, and the surfer dude looks at us dead in the eyes and is like, "Sorry, man," thinking that we're gonna bone in the theater, or or that was our intent. And it was no, it wasn't that.
Well, keep in mind, she was stood up, leaning over on top of me with a hand, gesturing at me, but it looked like she was about to put it down on me.
Oh, dang. Nick, you're about to put it down?
And that's when they walked in. And so
no one else was in this?
Yeah.
And it was, okay.
And we were in the very back row.
Uh-huh. We all know what that means.
We were not. I was, trying to beat him up.
Sure. Good story. No.
Man, gaslighting. Gaslight gatekeep girl bossing.
No, I saw this, this video recently where it was, people, banging on a plane. The back of the plane. A full plane. No shame.
I don't know. What? You saw this online?
Yeah, it was disturbing, yeah. It was can you believe? Someone was filming it, but I'm why would you film that? But also,
the people fucking at the Popeyes? Have you seen that video?
No.
I think that was on the news. Anyways, I digress.
Wow. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was old people too.
Oh, okay.
I mean, old people deserve love.
Yeah.
So.
Popping ass is one way to pop eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Pope, yes.
Pope, yes.
But anyways,
getting weird
Megan
visuals now. Yeah.
Who has the best dance moves.
Mm-hmm.
Best fashion sense. She looks like Emma Watson in a Burberry catalog. But yeah, I really enjoyed Megan.
Yeah.
You know what it made me think of?
What?
Do you remember my twin dolls?
Yeah, you had one, right? I remember.
Did.
It was scary how much it looked like you, too.
It was so much like me that it had, a beauty mark that I had.
Yeah, that part was, a little over the top, I feel. It almost gave me, of all the things, what is that? That ick that people get from, the...
Oh, an uncanny valley?
Yeah, the uncanny valley. It gave me those vibes.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like she could have replaced you.
She totally could have Meganed me. The only thing that I was super creeped out about is somehow one of her her arm or her leg got broken, and so they I sent it back to my twin, and when they sent it back to me, she was in a doll wheelchair and a doll cast, even though doll's legs weren't broken, they don't need to heal.
Yeah,
it just always kind of creeped me out. Also, I looked enough like the Samantha doll that I was do I need a my twin?
Uh-huh. I remember you saying that to me. You're this is great and all, but Samantha's close enough.
How close do you need? I could paint a beauty mark on Samantha.
Yeah. No, the my twins low-key creep me out. I kind of wanted one, though. I was oh man, I wish I had a my twin. I mean, someone gave me a doll that was supposed to be my twin. It looked nothing like me. But
that's a creepy doll.
Yeah, that doll was ugly.
But yeah, Megan, I feel is 2023's my twin. But murderous.
That's cool. It sounds. I really want to see it just for that dance scene. You know,
It's good. She has the moves.
yeah.
So, Brie, do you think Megan or Fergie has better moves?
That's tough. I mean, I haven't seen all of Megan's moves, so I'd have to see. You know, but they're really great. But I don't know. I mean, Fergie is Fergie. I can't.
You're hesitating. Why are you hesitating? I thought you were the biggest Fergie stan.
I am, but I'm like, Megan surprised me with those moves. I was really like, you know, like she's like quick, like to pop it and lock it and do cartwheels. So I feel like Fergie's met her match, like her competition. They should have a dance off.
I feel like that too.
Yeah.
Well, like earlier we were talking about Black Mirror episodes creeping us out
Yeah.
and just like disturbing us, like ruining the vibe. Do you think that with AI and with like what if Megan was real? How do you feel about a doll kind of taking the place of a human? And yeah,
Like, okay, but like in general, or like in the context of also like a children's like because that was Megan's made for a child, right?
she's made for the kid. But like I could give you Megan if you were just like, I'm lonely, I need a friend. I could give you Megan.
Oh
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Isn't Megan supposed to be like a 12-year-old girl?
Yeah.
So it'd be weird to give an adult a 12-year-old girl to hang out with and be friends with.
Is that what my intelligence level is to you? No, I'm just
Bree,
kidding.
sometimes you look at kids and you're like, I could hang.
No, I get it. I have a childlike sense of wonder. I appreciate it.
I think you and Megan could vibe.
Yeah, no, she was a bad bitch.
I didn't even think about her age. Dolls have no age.
Yeah. Well, I feel like she's beyond her years. She's a little scared. Like, I don't know. Once you murdered someone, you kind of, it tacks on a few years, I think.
So every time Megan murders someone, she ages like in cat years, like 7 years, or how much does she age?
Yeah.
7 years. By the time like 7
years.
murders, she's like in a wheelchair.
Basically.
All rusty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like squeak, 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 squeak. My back.
I don't know how she doesn't break her back. I mean, she kind of does, right?
She breaks her back in a different. Well, I don't know about. Never mind. I'm gonna take that and rewind it back. I really should have thought before I spoke on that one, but like she can like break it.
Yeah, break it down.
Break it down. Yes, thank you, Brie.
No problem. What was your question? Like, what about, how do I feel about robots that are taking over the world?
Are you pro AI?
You know, not really. I mean, I'm not anti-AI. So for all the robots listening, robots' rights. But just in case, you know.
Yeah.
I want to be, like, when the time comes, I don't want to be on the bad side of the robots. I think AI is cool to an extent. But I don't know. It's all up to us how much power we give the AI and how we program it. I don't know. I think a lot of things are on us.
I don't think so. I think like once you create it and once it can develop kind of a mind of its own, if you will. Yeah. I don't think it's all up to us.
Well, no, not at a certain point, but I feel like, well, can't you program? I don't know. I'm not a programmer.
Yeah, I don't know anything.
I don't know, but I'm assuming you can program it to think on its own in a certain capacity. Like, I'm just saying, also, if we make it human-like, it's gonna, we put so much onto the robot. Like, we anthropomorphize it or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know, we give it, like, we're like, oh, it has feelings, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about AI. Like, I have mixed feelings. Like, I'm like, oh, it's pretty cool. Like, in sci-fi, I love sci-fi movies about AI. I really am not a fan of AI art. I don't know.
That stuff
people
looks
calling
so
it real
weird.
Art. It's not real art. Sorry, not sorry.
But I don't know. The only AI that I can get down with is AI with Haley Joel Osment and Jude Law. That movie.
Oh, I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's underrated.
Oh, sounds cool.
Yeah. But today we're talking about which also came out in 2001. AI came out in 2001. We're going to talk about Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry if that was abrupt.
Yeah.
I'm just creeping myself out.
Really yanked the wheel.
That's what happens. I feel like anytime I get in a combo about AI, it's like, I'm like, oh, we went too far. We gotta get out.
Yeah, AI just really like, I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, I can't think about it too much.
Have you seen someone typed in a prompt for an AI to, like, I forget what they were trying to describe, but it was like where they saw humanity going.
Yep.
And it was like this horrible apocalypse.
I've seen that video.
It's creepy.
It wasn't like a utopia?
No.
Well, I think there was like a brief moment in it where things were nice, and then it just like goes off the rails.
Dang.
It really ruins the mood.
Yeah.
It like kills
now I'm thinking
the
about our
party.
future.
Like, I think like you can't casually bring up AI.
No, you can't.
It just like, even if you're pro AI, it's also like, how much can you talk about it without like sucking your soul a little bit?
Yeah.
Because then you get into the whole Minority Report of it all. And like how it's like you're surveillancing everyone. I don't know, like there's no win with AI.
I'm getting chills.
Except right now, I guess there's a win. Like if you go to like those Whole Foods that are run by like the Amazon AI, you know what I mean?
I don't know what you mean.
Like I think you can go to a store and everything is like done for you. Like you just go in and you don't interact with anyone, and do you know what I'm talking about, Ben?
I've heard of it, but I've never been to anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think that could be nice, but yet again,
They also kind of feel like those tunnels that Elon Musk is building.
ugh,
It's like,
what's
has anyone
that?
ever used them or seen them or done anything with them? It was
That's true.
boring tunnels.
Oh my god.
From like LA to Los Angeles.
That's sketchy.
Yeah, to be able to shoot you there in like
Oh, like tubes.
Yes.
Like pneumatic tubes.
tubes
the
underground.
future.
Just send you on a sled
That's fun.
and get you there in like an hour.
I've always wanted to try that, but I feel like it would be bad for like pressure. Like your face would be like, ugh. You know, like when you're in like a spaceship like that. Yeah, and like,
Yeah.
I don't know, your blood vessels will be like, bloop.
It'll probably be pressurized inside.
Oh.
Or something.
How can we go from like what we have now to that when we don't even have bullet trains in the US?
Yeah, we don't even have bullet trains. I say teleportation or nothing, though. Like, hit me up and we can
Jetpacks?
teleport. Yeah, jetpacks. Where are the jetpacks?
If you can't pull a Jimmy Neutron, don't do it.
Yeah, I like jetpacks are more flashy, anyways. So and more fun. Anyway,
Got a blast.
so
What were we gonna say, Ben?
Oh, I was just gonna say.
I just saw the look in your eyes.
I was gonna say that. I don't know. Like when everybody has access to everyone through their phone.
yeah,
Imagine if they had access to everyone by literally being able to be wherever they wanted. Like, imagine you can't run for somebody because they've been in your apartment, and all they have to do is think about inside your apartment, and they can be there.
See, that's Minority Report shit.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm like, oh no, I don't know if human beings would handle access to excess on that scale very well, where all of a sudden all parameters of existence are just...
but how would that happen?
If you created teleportation.
But no, you'd have in my perfect world of teleportation, you'd have to have stations like set up where maybe you could get one in your home, but like maybe it could be like there's a doorway, like it could be locked, or like only certain visitors can come through. Possibly if it's like a home security, there'd have to be home security with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hit me up if you're developing teleportation. I've got ideas.
Well, all I am trying to say is talking about AI totally ruins a party.
Yeah.
And Elle Woods would never do it.
No.
I think Elle Woods is always down for a mixer,
Yes.
a clam bake,
A clam bake. Yeah.
a casino night, and I think AI conversation would be no.
Yeah.
So
She would shut that party down.
she'd be in her bunny costume while everyone's boring and in their stuffy J. Crew and pearls, and she'll be like,
She'd be like, why y'all look so constipated?
yes.
We're stressed.
You guys are stressed because you're in that AI conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
How
do we move
Legally
on from
Blonde.
AI? I'm really trying to
Gotta
say,
move on.
how do you move on from AI?
We have to move on. We can't, right? I mean, don't we? I don't know.
Yes, we do. But how do you transition? Even when I try to transition, it just like,
I thought you were onto something.
yeah.
Yeah. I think that was great. Really, like that. It made sense to me.
Well, anyways, let's discuss Legally Blonde.
Yeah. Let's put our troubles behind us.
Yes. So Legally Blonde was released on July 13th, 2001. And it stars Reese Witherspoon, Luke Wilson, Jennifer Coolidge, and Selma Blair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, okay, this movie's seminal in my life, in my development as a person. But how do you feel about this movie?
I agree. I feel like this movie raised me. Like, I'm pretty sure I saw it in theaters, and I've seen it so many other times. I'm trying to remember if I saw it with you or not.
No. I remember seeing this movie in the movie theater so vividly because I was with my aunt and she was babysitting me, and my mom explicitly was like, you can take her to the movies, but don't take her to see anything PG-13 or R. And yeah, because I was 7. And, so my aunt, like, was like, oh, these are all the movies. And I remember getting kind of excited about Legally Blonde because I saw the trailer and it's, like, fun and colorful. And,
yeah,
it's Legally Blonde. And she was like, you know what? We're going to break the rules.
Yes.
And we're going to go and see Legally Blonde. And then it was just like an aha moment for me in the theaters where I was like, this is how I'm going to run my life. Like, I'm going to be like Elle Woods.
Yeah.
Minus a law school, but just, it was like she was Jesus.
No.
Yeah.
She spoke to you?
She, like, spoke to me. And I was just like, she's my role model.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I mean, I feel the same way. Like, I feel like the movie has a really good message, I mean, overall, like, she kind of conquers everything, and
she goes through life like the Karate Kid. She just, like, takes any challenge and she's just like wax on, wax off.
Yeah.
But even more importantly, though, I feel like this movie's influenced me in the way, like, in the intro, the amount of, like, Clinique and, like, product placement Elle has, like, for Clinique.
Yeah.
I still will only moisturize with Clinique Dramatically Different Gel because that's what Elle Woods uses. It's just, like, things in my brain. That's what I said. It's, like, seminal for me.
That's where you learned your, like, beauty routine, like, that kind of stuff. You're like, Elle Woods.
Yeah, or, like, I go through a breakup. And I literally now, like, even now in my 20s, tell myself, what would Elle do? Like, low key.
WWED.
Like, you gotta, like, get the glow up.
For sure.
Yeah.
I feel like your room was also, I don't know, was it inspired by Elle, or is, like, intentionally or not? I feel like it's very, like, at the time, like, your middle school bedroom was very Elle Woods.
Yes. Elementary, middle school bedroom. Definitely, like, on a subconscious level, I think. Like, I know nowadays every basic bitch and their mom is like, oh my god, Elle Woods. And, like, Legally Blonde is, like, meme-ified, which I don't think the movie set out to do or really is. I think it's all of that, which we'll talk about. It's all the, like, Legally Blonde the musical or, like, all the spin-off stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of grody to me, but the 2001 movie itself, totally not that vibe. But where was I going? I just think it's, like, implanted in me. I'm not, like, one of those people that have, like, the What Would Elle Woods Do shirt or, like, a bumper sticker. That's not my vibe.
Okay. Gotcha. Too far.
Too far. Just in my heart, Elle Woods is my North Star,
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah. But what about you? What's your relationship with Legally Blonde?
I mean, I don't know. I remember, like, just loving this movie and being, like, obsessed. Like, I don't know. It was like, how could you not be? It's like, I don't know. She's, like, a woman making her way. Like, I love like, when she's just like, fuck this guy. I'm just gonna do this just to prove people wrong. I don't know. I liked her, like, tenacity, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
And her style. Like, she has iconic looks.
Which I can't believe, like, Sophia Durekoff is the costume designer for Legally Blonde. And I can't believe there was, for a second, they were like, should we go blue? Should we go lavender for Elle's signature color? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's like pink. It's so, they were worried about being on the nose. But I think pink is such, like, a symbol for females anyways. And this is such a female empowerment low-key type of movie.
Yeah.
So Elle having that signature color is like,
and a signature chihuahua.
Yes.
What was up with like having chihuahuas and little purses? Like there, I feel like that was like a thing. Like I remember having like a fake, like a stuffed animal, like purse, like it was like very Elle Woods. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I feel like it started with Elle and then Paris Hilton with Tinkerbell.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like we were collectively obsessed with like tiny dogs for a while.
Now, if you see a tiny dog in someone's bag, you're like, what monster? Like Real Housewives, like monster is this?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I see it on occasion. Yeah. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
But it's not the same vibe.
Definitely
They're not conquering the world.
No, I feel like it was a status symbol at one point. Now it's just like, that person's a little unhinged. But yes, the fashion in this film is so iconic, for lack of a better word.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite outfit?
Oof. Let me think. Well, because the first thing that comes to mind is like the Paulette's outfit in Bend and Snap with it's like really cheesy because it's like the tiger like t-shirt and then like the denim, like just her whole look. It's kind of like 80s meets 90s. And then like her makeup's really cool, but like that's not the only one.
Paulette is like a walking, talking. Do you remember those dolls? Or it wasn't a doll. It was like a bear. It was like a jean denim looking bear. That
I
you
had
could
one.
write
You
on.
doodle on him. Oh my god, what was it called?
Was it Doodle Bear?
Bear? Yeah, it was.
I don't think it's called Doodle Bears.
We gotta find out.
But like you could bedazzle them. You could write on them.
I could give you like a few of my favorites.
Yes,
I feel like I have more than one.
It was Doodle Bear.
It was Doodle Bears.
It was Doodle Bear, Nick. You're wrong. No, I'm just kidding. The court of law says it was Doodle Bear.
I object.
Doodle Bear is back and better than ever.
Yes.
Is it AI like Megan?
Oh god.
Oh
yeah.
no. That's scary. He comes to life and is like doodles you in retaliation. I don't know.
Instead of Megan with the 3 for like the sequel, it's like Doodle, but the O's are zeros.
Oh, it's horrifying. That's actually a little creepy. It's a great
Doodle,
idea.
but
Pitch that, Nick.
then the Doodle Bears are the ones pop locking it down a hallway, wearing a
cute.
Burberry trench. Oh, be a vibe.
Yeah.
Them and Megan
Exactly. They'd be
for the
besties.
threequel.
Yeah. Wait, did you say threequel?
Yeah.
Is there already a sequel to Megan?
Well, no, Doodle Bear's gonna be the sequel, and then
they come back together. I got you. Okay.
So you like Paulette's Doodle Bear?
Yeah. I would say Brooke, her like she has this jacket like in the courtroom that looks like newspaper print, like all over it. I really like that look. I don't know. I think it might be low-key responsible for my Walmart knockoff shirt that I got that's kind of similar.
But
Like,
also
subconsciously.
subconscious.
Yeah, it definitely is, because I remember like the first time watching that movie just be like, whoa, that's so cool. Like I remember thinking like so many looks were just like blew, like literally blew my mind, you know?
Speaking of blue, I picked up on, I don't know if you did, the amount of blue eyeshadow in this film.
I did. I hear that's coming back. I don't exactly know how, because there's supposedly a twist on it, but I don't know what that twist is.
I don't know. I can foresee it coming back a la Legally Blonde because it's like just a wash, which makes sense. But like, you can't go hooker blue.
No.
Like, this blue is like very like millennium Y2K, like light blue.
Yeah.
That could come back, I could see. Like a little wash.
Yeah, just a wash. I'm here for it.
And I feel like with like Euphoria and like Gen Z, the colored makeup and like fun makeup is almost back.
Yeah. I'm glad. I say bring it all back. Bring the glitter rollers back. I don't know.
Oh my god. I would love like a company. Do you remember Urban Decay used to do these body shimmers?
Yes.
They were so cool. I wanted them so bad as a kid. Like the early 2000s. But, you know, alas. I got stuck with like the Bath and Body Works versions, which were a vibe.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Not the same.
Not the same. I loved most of Elle's clothes. But the heart shoes take the cake for me.
The heart shoes are iconic. Definitely.
I love the heart shoes. I love I loved her, like, it's like a driving suit. Like the Malibu Barbie driving suit when she first gets to Harvard.
Yes. And she's like matching with Bruiser.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's like my absolute favorite. But I was very shocked to find out, just doing like a little bit of research on the costume design.
Yeah.
It's not like Elle Woods is a person where they make a lot of references that she's wearing Prada or that she's wearing this and that. And to my knowledge, the only like time that she's wearing designer anything is in the courtroom when she wears that Celine like suit skirt.
Yeah.
But everything else is just like a mismatch of stuff, and I really like that. It's like costume design.
Well, I thought of that because like in the very beginning, like, you know, like there's like that whole sequence of her just like getting ready and stuff like that. And she has like these like, it almost looks like a Juicy Couture bracelet or necklace situation.
Tiffany, I think.
Is it Tiffany?
I think
is that
it's
what
Tiffany.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, that would explain. Yeah. I was like, it doesn't say Juicy though.
I think that's like the signature like Tiffany.
Oh, wow. See, I'm not that high class, I guess.
No. I just,
Yeah.
I know that motif well.
Wow. You would be very good. Like, I feel like you could get people in the courtroom on all those deets, you know?
Like the perm?
Yeah. You'd be like...
I feel like that's all I would get people on.
Imagine not thinking that getting a perm and taking a shower was not a good alibi. You know, like, before you get there, you sit with your lawyer, you kind of hash all that out.
Yeah.
But at no point did anyone go, hey, your alibi can't be I got a perm and then I took a shower.
I mean, you know what? Maybe though. Maybe all those stuffy lawyers don't know about perm math, perm science.
Perm science, yeah. They don't know.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, literally the whole movie hinges on that.
True. Well, I mean, how would some men know? Did you know that getting a perm wet would ruin it?
This movie's how I learned that.
Nice.
Yeah. I feel like it's plausible, but maybe not plausible enough. Like, she was still in the home.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you are taking a shower, you could probably still hear a gunshot.
That's what I thought too. I'm like, that never made sense to me. Like, I get that the water is running, but it's not that loud. Like,
does she have her boom box in the bathroom? Like, it's going to be a little more convoluted now.
Yeah. Was there a boom box in your bathroom, miss? Like, that would have been a good question. I don't know.
Who has their boom box in the bathroom? I mean, maybe some. Their Walkman while they're taking a shower, just risky business.
Yeah.
Playing with fire.
Before Bluetooth speakers, that's what you had to do. Yeah.
Your like first gen iPod.
Oh no, don't do that.
Take it to the tub with you.
No, don't do it. I'm triggered.
But
yeah.
I don't know. It's bad defense.
Yeah, no, her defense was not strong.
But her perm was. That was a crazy perm.
Her perm really was. Yeah. That's crazy too. You only get a perm every 6 months. I didn't think it lasted that long either. I thought it was like a couple months. That's crazy to me.
Do you think Linda Cardellini actually got a perm for that role?
It's a wig, for sure. How could it beat that afro?
Good, though.
It does. But how could it beat that afro,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I thought it was just her hair texture. I don't know.
Real good hairdresser.
Yeah. Really, really good hairdresser.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Wow. But some wigs do look really natural. I don't know.
And she's never like too close up on her. So, we don't get that visible wig line.
Yeah, true. They knew what they were doing.
The VWL.
The VWL.
But so yeah, like Legally Blonde is one of those movies that's like every female knows and loves. It's a sleepover classic.
Mm-hmm. Got your bend and snap.
Yeah, everyone does the bend and snap, or knows of the bend and snap.
Mm-hmm.
Because of this movie. Yep. And it works every time.
It does.
Which, can I say, this movie is so quotable. Like, I didn't realize how many of like the words I knew. I haven't seen this movie in years, but like, yeah, I know all the words.
Yeah. Same. I love, like, when the UPS man comes in and he's like, how are you doing today? She's like, okay. Or, like, and then Elle's like, is that it? Like, this is your only interaction? She's like, well, sometimes I say fine. I don't know. I just feel like it's relatable.
Jennifer Coolidge in general is just having, like, a moment.
I love that.
Which finally finished all of White Lotus.
Dang, I still have to watch. I will report back.
She's a highlight. She's always a highlight. I feel like this is my intro to Jennifer Coolidge as well.
Same. Yeah, I think this is the first time I saw her, like, on screen.
Because I didn't at this point in time see Best in Show or any of the Christopher Guest movies.
Mm-mm.
And I obviously didn't see American Pie at 7 years old. So this was like my intro.
Have you seen American Pie?
Bits and pieces. But I know she's Stifler's mom.
Right. I know that much too.
Yeah. But speaking of American Pie.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the box office and kind of the release in general of Legally Blonde?
Hell yeah.
Cool. So, this is the same year that, like, a plethora of sequels come out. So, in 2001, Dr. Dolittle 2, Scary Movie 2, Jurassic Park 3, Rush Hour 2, and American Pie 2 all came out in the summer.
Wow, that is a lot of sequels.
So many sequels. And it's so funny. I was reading some random website from 2001 predicting the summer box office. And I want to read you this quote. Okay. It says, big name stars, long a staple of summer movie season, will be hard to find this year. A-list talent like Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks, Mel Gibson, Jim Carrey, Sandra Bullock, Bruce Willis, and Harrison Ford are all sitting on the bench. Taking their places are younger faces looking to become box office heavyweights, like Ben Affleck, Angelina Jolie, Haley Joel Osment, Mark Wahlberg, and Brendan Fraser.
Wow. They predicted it.
Those young,
yeah.
up-and-comers.
Yeah. What were they, like 20 or something?
I mean, it's hard to imagine. It's hard to imagine, like, even when watching Shakespeare in Love, Ben Affleck being, like, a young, fresh face.
Yeah. I think because we're just used to him being around. I don't know.
Or, like, Mark Wahlberg being, like, a new young guy. Mark Wahlberg is always old. And, like, only, like, lifts weights and wakes up at 5 a.m., you know?
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah. He's Marky Marks, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But, so yeah. Oh, and also this summer, The Mummy Returns. Again, a sequel.
Yep.
And Shrek open.
My favorite.
Yes.
Number one.
It was the number one movie of the summer of 2001.
As it should be.
Totally.
Yeah.
Another seminal film. Legally Blonde, Shrek.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know which one made me more who I am. I don't know. Dare I say it might be Shrek?
I would say
Half
for
and
me,
half.
it's both.
It's both. Yeah, a little bit of both.
Are you more green or are you more pink?
I'm definitely more green. Yeah. But there's still some, you know, Elle Woods is in there somewhere. Beneath all the layers.
Your sun sign is Shrek.
My moon sign's Elle Woods. Oh.
It's like so weird because she's so sunny. You wouldn't think of like your moon sign being Elle, but I like it.
Yeah, I don't know. The Princess Diaries came out that year.
It did.
That was our favorite.
Oh.
Another movie.
Another what?
You just bought those.
I did. I just bought. I like audibly gasped the other day at the store on Blu-ray for like $10.
Yeah.
I copped Princess Diaries and a Princess Diaries 2 as like a combo Blu-ray.
Oh my goodness.
Best decision I've made in a really long time.
That is awesome.
But
I'm so happy for you. Because what did you have, like the VHS?
I had the DVD.
The DVD.
Only of the first one. I've never owned. Well, maybe I own the second one, but I haven't owned the second one in years.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like Legally Blonde comes out this summer. Princess Diaries also comes out this summer. Little Nicky was going to the movies.
Hell yeah.
Living her best life. I feel like I know this summer box office season kind of like the back of my hand. Like, this is a sweet spot for me. Like, 01, 02, 03.
Yeah. Like, if you could take a time machine and just go, like, to the theater and watch movies, what year would you choose?
2001. I want to say 2001 because at least I can go and watch Shrek in May. Midsummer Jaunt with Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
Then, you know, Princess Diaries. And throw in Spy Kids somewhere.
Yeah,
I
Spy
watch,
Kids.
Yeah.
It's got to be in there somewhere for me. That'd be
What
great.
about you? How would you, what year would you go back to? And also, what would you watch?
I mean, oof. I feel like there's so many good ones in 2001. I feel like 2002 was good too. But I just don't know. I don't know if it's as good as 2001. I mean, there's also I don't know.
Oh yeah, 1999 was a slapping, especially summer at the movies.
Yeah. Like the summertime. I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't want to just copy you. Like 2002 has Scooby-Doo, but that wasn't
And Master of Disguise.
Oh, and My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Oh, and Spy Kids 2, The Island of Lost Dreams, which is not as good as the first one or the third one.
A hot take, but I enjoyed it. I remember growing up, everyone was like Spy Kids 2 is the best, and I never agreed.
Yeah, it was not the best. Yeah. Sorry.
Definitively.
Period.
What about Legally Blonde 2?
You know what? Legally Blonde 2 is really good, actually. I remember enjoying it.
You know, I really enjoyed it as well. The only thing that, like, okay, like the bend and snap is a really awkward moment in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But more awkward is, do you remember, like, I don't know if it was Who Let the Dogs Out or something, but like when Serena and Margot go to the Capitol in Legally Blonde 2, and they do a dance with all the dogs, and then like senators are like starting to act like dogs. It's not good.
I think I blocked that out. Anytime that song Who Let the Dogs Out plays, I sort of block it out anyways.
Worst song of all time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that scene haunts me to this day.
Yeah, that sounds very disturbing. I haven't seen that movie in a long time, so I don't remember all the details. I just remember that Bruiser came out as gay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember being like, I was like, wow, that's so, what's the word? Progressive, you know?
Ahead of its time.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, Elle is an ally.
She is.
Like, I do love the kind spirit of Elle so much. Like Enid Wexler, who's like the Portlandia feminist lesbian lady on campus.
Yeah.
When they're at the party or not at the party, they're at the study hall.
Mm-hmm.
And no one wants Elle to join their study group.
Yep.
And Enid's like, well, you're just going to go and call me a dyke behind my back. And like Reese Witherspoon plays Elle in such a way that is so earnest and so sincere. And she was like, I would never say that word.
Yeah. She's like, I don't use that word. It was probably that bitch Vivian over there. Like, ooh, put her on blast.
I was like, oh. So Elle, the ally.
Yeah. No, she's cool.
Yeah.
We stan.
But yeah, Legally Blonde was a box office hit. It grossed $212 million worldwide against a $45 million budget.
That's pretty good.
It actually earned a Golden Globe for Best Picture, movie or comedy. And, more importantly, a 2002 MTV Movie Award.
Ooh.
For Best Female Performance.
Yes. Yeah. I love that.
And Roger Ebert loved the movie. So.
Good. Because that's the real, you know, opinion that matters, right?
100%. What were we going to say?
I was just going to say, I feel like this movie put Reese Witherspoon on the map, like in a, I don't know, like, because she's like the leading lady. Like, she's like, this is all, it's not all her, but
it's mostly her.
You know? I don't know.
It totally does. It sets her up because before this, she's in like Election. It's like Tracy Flick, like very like prudish, you know, and Cruel Intentions, and in American Psycho the year before, but all very like stuffy, prudish characters. And then she plays Legally Blonde, and I feel like this sets her on the trajectory to be like the rom-com ingenue.
Yeah.
That.
She's just so likable. I mean, I don't know. How do you not like Elle?
I mean, I think Reese Witherspoon's a really great actress in general.
Agreed.
But I think she plays this role, like, and I love Sweet Home Alabama too. I love her as the leading lady.
Same. I want to see more Reese Witherspoon as the leading lady.
I mean, yeah. I feel like it's been a hot second. I know she's been producing.
Yeah, which is cool.
She was good in Big Little Lies.
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed Big Little Lies. You know what's weird though, and I don't know if I should bring this up because I feel like you might be like, but like have you heard of the sequel spin-off situation, Legally Blondes?
I have. Talk about Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, that's so weird. But didn't she like produce it or like something with MGM? Like it's like presented by Reese. It's like, I don't know. It's weird.
I feel like it's a dark time in history. Like, do you remember not Legally Blonde? Mean Girls 2, with the girl from Camp Rock. That's like the mean girl in Camp Rock.
I think I blocked that out too. Wait, did they really make a Mean Girls 2? Mm-hmm. Wait, there's sequels that just did not catch on. No,
because they're like direct to video. They like use these like low grade Disney teen stars.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, because like the Legally Blondes is the two British blonde girls from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Yeah, like when I like watched the trailer for it, because I was like, what is this? Like what? Because when you look to like rent the movie, like if you're on Amazon Prime or something, it's like the third option. And I'm like, because you know, like there's all that talk about the third Legally Blonde movie coming out, because there's already been the sequel. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wait, there's already been another movie too, like Legally Blonde, but there's no one. Like I guess it has to do with Elle. Like they're like, yeah, she's our cousin, but it's not like no one shows up. You know what I mean? Like there is no Paulette. There's no like stars to save it. I don't know. It made me angry to discover it. I don't know.
It is I can't imagine just discovering it, but I remember being a kid and like seeing that trailer on TV and being like gutted. I was like, they did this to my movie.
Yeah. Apparently some people really enjoyed it, I guess. I read in the comments, I was like, all right. I don't know. It's weird, but
I mean, they made 2 Paul Blarts, so I know.
Yeah.
I know, like,
but Paul Blart stood for something.
He totally did. Okay, yeah,
he was
Kevin
in the
James,
movies, you know.
That's true. Kevin James is more of a star than the 2 Sweet Life of Zack and Cody girls.
Yeah, exactly. Put some respect on his name.
For sure. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Legally Blonde, like everything that's a spin-off to Legally Blonde is kind of weird. Like, have you ever seen Legally Blonde the musical?
I've heard of it. I've heard a lot about it, but no.
It has some bops.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think like the musical number Chip on My Shoulder with like Emmett, like the way they do Emmett in the musical is very good.
Yeah.
Everything else is very meh. Do you remember the MTV show like Search for the Next Elle Woods?
And was it a reality show?
It was, and they were trying to find the next Elle Woods on Broadway.
That's okay
for like Legally Blonde the musical.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
I don't know. I remember that time when the musical was like a thing and people were getting excited about it, but I was like, I don't know. Should it be a musical? I mean, I get it. Sometimes I don't understand why they turn movies into musicals.
And I don't know if this movie is partially responsible. Because, like, I know after this, like, a couple years after, Bring It On, the musical happened, and just, like...
Wait, Bring It On is already... Well, it's, like, musically inclined. You know what I mean? It's
true.
Well, not stomping.
Jazz hands?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jazz hands.
There's dance.
They did the same thing to Bring It On, where they just pumped out all those sequels that were bad.
Yeah.
Except the one had Hayden Panettiere in it.
But the one with Hayden Panettiere, she crumps in front of a bunch of people, and it's embarrassing.
Yikes. Yeah.
Have you seen, there's like this video, or maybe it's like a Jamie French YouTube video, where Hayden Panettiere is like crumping.
Is that the one that's on our list to watch? Like, is Bring It On, All or Nothing?
All or Nothing. Solange. And Hayden Panettiere, but like in this video, you know, like the basketball squeaking noise?
Yes.
It just like shows her crumping to like the squeaking noise.
That's hilarious.
That's how it kind of feels mentally. That's kind of the Legally Blonde universe.
Yeah.
Like, it's all basketball squeaks for me.
I feel that. I feel that in my soul. It's painful. It's like, oh, like nails on a chalkboard. I don't know. Let's just focus on the originals, I guess.
I hope we're beyond it. I do love now, though, how, like, Avatar 2 is pretty good. Top Gun 2 is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if we're going to dip our toes back in to, like, beloved characters in films,
Yeah.
maybe we'll put some respect on it.
Well, I mean, and Jennifer Coolidge is going to be in it too, right? So she's going to do her thing. Hopefully.
I just hope whatever they're concocting right now, I hope it's going to be good.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't have Jennifer Coolidge in it, I will not partake.
Amen.
What if she exonerates someone in a sequel?
Excuse me, sorry.
Exonerate,
almost like a Kim Kardashian, like going around exonerating people, and that's like what she's doing now. And then she gets caught up with somebody like a fashion designer or something. Who knows?
Like a big crime.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe it's the biggest crime of her, like the biggest case of her career or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ooh, like she's like Robert Kardashian in an OJ situation.
Oh.
Ooh. Yeah. What if they did an alternate history where she was solving the OJ trial? She went back in time to get. Never mind.
And she's like, if it don't fit, you must acquit.
Oh my god, I love this. Honestly, she'd be perfect.
Just recreate the OJ trial, but have Reese Witherspoon as Elle Woods.
I think she would nail them because, like, the precision, like the glove size, like the, you know what I mean? Like, if she can get like the perm, like if she can get you on all these little details of things,
She can get you on the tiny glove.
yeah.
And then like Margot and Serena are there like cheering, like, go Elle. OJ's innocent.
I did love how her friends come by just to see her first court case and like just to support her, you know?
I do. I love that in general. So if we're going to talk about, like, get into the movie. So the intro is so iconic for
Yes.
one, but we'll put a pin in that. I love that in the beginning of the film, they are set, like, everyone's passing around one of those, like, handwritten L, like, little letters.
Yes.
And it's the Delta Nu sorority house. But just, like, everyone in that sorority house feels like, it doesn't feel like the House Bunny. It feels a little more, I don't want to say real, but dare I say real? But, like, everyone is so supportive at the Delta Nu house.
Yeah.
And just, like, genuinely cares about Elle.
Which is not how I imagine sororities at all, but I don't know. I've never been in one, but it's so interesting because I think this might be my first intro to like that, the sorority life. You know what I mean? But I feel like we don't see a lot of portrayals of sororities like that.
Definitely not as positive.
No, they're always like hazing you or something. I don't know. There's always like some stank girl.
Like the mean girls, like
Yeah.
Regina George's just walking around, and everyone here is so lovely.
Yeah. Which I mean, maybe her also being the head of Delta Nu has to do with it on some degree. I don't know.
I know Reese Witherspoon went and visited a sorority in a sorority house, and she kind of took it as like a anthropological study.
I love that. Like she goes undercover and just like checks things out.
Yeah, and like she didn't want to portray this as like a stereotypical like sorority girl, you know?
Yeah.
Like painted with a broad stroke. But from my experience, I was not in a sorority, but I do know that every sorority girl that I've personally met has been very lovely. And I've always been kind of envious of that relationship and like living in a sorority house.
The
sisterhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, of the traveling scrunchie.
Yeah.
You know? I think this movie does a really good job of portraying it in a way that is a little more real and also paints it in a good light.
Yeah. I love that.
But, yeah.
I was going to say that I think that if this movie is trying to empower women.
Mm-hmm.
Making college seem fun and like a thing you would want to do is a good thing to do, and that may have been. That's what I thought. I was like, oh, this is good. It's going to make young women want to go to college.
For sure. Or also befriend other women. Or, you know, I think I'm envious as a former, like, pick-me girl of that, for sure. But also, like, law school. I know this has made a lot of women want to go to law school. But even studying... For her LStats, Elle makes, like, looking at Legally Blonde, it makes it fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun. The way that I think this movie empowers women is it doesn't make the competition any female.
Mm.
It promotes sisterhood and having girlfriends.
Yeah.
But also, it paints Elle's ambition and her tenacity and her drive as aspirational and not like to talk about Reese Witherspoon in like Election. That's someone who also has those traits, but she's evil and she's the villain who's like ruining Matthew Broderick's life.
Yeah.
So this is just it's making ambition chic. And it is.
Yeah. Amen. Elle Woods is like competing with herself.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, let me see what I can do out here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I love stories where people prove other people wrong as well. Cause like, I feel like her boyfriend's just like a douchebag. Like, even in the beginning when we see him in this like his slicked hair and that suit and that ring he's wearing, I'm already like, ew. And I don't know. Warner's
A 2001 fuckboy for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. It just made me so mad when he's like, oh, like, sweetie, like, he's basically like, you're stupid. And I'm like, girl, why are you proving yourself to this guy? And then, like, at a certain point, she's like, you know what? Just fuck you. I'm just gonna do this just to prove something. But just, you know, and prove it to herself, too. And not, she's like, I don't need to get you back.
For sure.
She realizes her worth. She's like, I'm a study law. Take that.
Speaking of Warner.
Yeah.
So the film opens with a blonde hair girl brushing her hair with like the Legally Blonde like
with
text
font. Yeah.
in like pink. To Hoku's Perfect Day.
Yes.
Which has been stuck in my head literally all day.
Same.
Why is this song so good?
It's so good. It's such a good way to start the day, too. Like, and I don't know, I love that this is the song of the movie, like at the beginning, and it wraps it up at the end. Like, it's just like, it puts you in the best mood. I don't know. Nothing's standing in her way.
It's like have you seen on TikTok Lucky Girl Syndrome?
No, what's that?
It's like, everything I want, I get. It's like mantras and like just like this mindset, kind of like The Secret. It's like borderline narcissistic, but I've been getting a lot of that on my algorithm. I don't know what that says about me. But I feel like if you listen to Perfect Day and watch Legally Blonde once a week, I think that's what they mean by Lucky Girl Syndrome. I think Elle Woods has Lucky Girl Syndrome.
Okay.
But yeah.
Like, things always go her way.
Yeah.
But it has something to do with listening to Hoku Perfect Day.
I mean, I feel like that song embodies Lucky Girl Syndrome, you know?
Add it to your practice then, basically.
Yeah,
Get the right mindset. If you have the right mindset,
yeah,
then you can do the thing.
Totally. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Hoku Perfect Day?
It's a really good song. Like, it's one of my faves.
I remember when they tried to make Hoku happen. Like, I know she was on the Snow Day soundtrack and on Disney Channel back in the day. They'd run ads and music videos for her. It just, like, it was never going to happen, but I loved the push. I loved the push of all the girlies who, like, the record labels of everyone thought they wanted the next Britney Spears.
Do you think it was, like, like maybe the timing wasn't right? It was like a saturated market, and maybe, do you think she's like a one-hit wonder? Like, is Perfect Day, she has another song though, I feel like that's pretty good, but I can't think of it.
Oh, I remember liking one as a kid. I forget what it's called, but nah, she was never gonna happen. No offense, no shade. But she was like a cute like Disney Channel act.
Yeah, she makes me think of Hilary Duff, but it might just be the bangs.
No, totally. Like she's Hilary Duff adjacent.
Yeah, but she didn't have as many bangers.
Definitely.
She didn't release like a metamorphosis.
It's because she didn't have the personality. Hilary Duff's all personality.
She was like too shy. Hilary Duff is like, she pretends to be shy and then she's like, huh.
I mean, we've also heard her vocals and Raise Your Voice, so.
Yeah, exactly. She needs more of that energy.
For sure. So, can I run you a list of possible contenders they were thinking of going without for Elle Woods?
Of course, yeah. Hit me.
Charlize Theron.
Interesting.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
That'd be cute.
Gwyneth Paltrow
could
could
see
do
that.
that.
Yeah.
Alicia Silverstone.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah.
Clueless Redux.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, maybe a little too on the nose.
Katherine Heigl.
Maybe? I don't know. I forgot how she looks.
She's the Grey's Anatomy lady.
Like the main lady?
No. The, what was she in? Oh, she was in Knocked Up. Seth Rogen.
I don't know.
Christina Applegate.
Maybe.
Mila Jovovich.
Huh. I don't know. Not the same vibe.
I've never heard Mila Jovovich speak in a movie, to be honest. Like, does she speak really in the Resident Evils?
She doesn't...
Sorry.
Oh, no. I was going to say, like, a little bit, but I think she does mostly do... Like, she's in the action. I don't know. She's taking care of business. What were we going to say?
She speaks in The Fourth Kind. Right?
What's the The Fifth Element?
No, not The Fifth Element. Wasn't she in a movie called The Fourth Kind? She played, like, someone that was experiencing, extraterrestrial stuff.
Oh.
How is Mila Jovovich as an actress, besides being, like, an action baddie?
I remember liking that movie, kind of being creeped out, but the whole time you're like, I know that that's Mila Jovovich's found footage, and it can't be real.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
You know?
It takes you out because you know it's her. It's the role she's always in that same role. I don't know.
But
But I love her. I don't know.
yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, for Elle, I don't know about that.
Maybe just Mila Jovovich in pink, just, like, with a gun. Just
Yeah, that would
Doing
change the
flips.
entire movie. That would be a really cool movie, though.
for real.
I'd watch, you know?
Jennifer Love Hewitt. It could be cute.
Could be.
This could have been Jennifer Love Hewitt's big break.
It could be. She didn't really get one, did she? Or except, I mean, she was a ghost whisperer, right?
It's true. She was a ghost. She was in I Know What You Did Last Summer. She's cute. She has the heavies.
Right.
And that's... Do you remember Jennifer Love Hewitt's short-lived music career?
No. Wait, maybe?
I remember around this time, like, as a kid, she had this song on the Now. That's what I called music disc.
Yeah.
And it was a song called Bare Naked. And she was like, it's just like, it sounds like Natalie Imbruglia, but as a kid, I thought it was vibe.
I think I vaguely, like, this is like an unlocked memory. Like, huh. Interesting. What is it? Is it like a really emotionally raw song?
It totally
Should we
just
play
sounds, it sounds like a Natalie Imbruglia, like, B-side.
I vaguely remember this about her because she had something. She was trying to be ethereal or something, right?
Yeah, or like kind of like boho-y.
Yeah,
And like her album is her like with no top on.
Ooh, scandalous.
With just like bootcut jeans.
That's fun. Wow, risque. She was taking risks.
I just hearted that on your Spotify, Ben. You're welcome.
Your algorithms can be so crazy, Ben. First it was foot pics. Now it's, you know, Nelly and Brillia knockoffs.
But yeah, I'm really glad Reese Witherspoon was Elle Woods.
Same. Wasn't like Paulette, wasn't there a rumor she was going to be played by Courtney Love, possibly.
Yes.
Which is very interesting. I feel like that would have been interesting, but messy. Right? I don't know.
I feel like it could go so many ways. Like, she was, what is that movie? The People versus Larry Flint, where Courtney Love is a really good actress.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like 2000s Courtney Love, I don't know.
She's unhinged.
She is. Well, like, even Vivian was going to be played by Chloe Sevigny. Which I could see
that. Yeah, definitely.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, okay, she's not blonde, but if she wore a blonde wig, I could see the Last Days of Disco girlies. So Kate Beckinsale as Elle, Chloe Sevigny as Vivian. It could be the art house version of Legally Blonde.
Ooh.
Like A24's.
That'd probably be better than Legally Blonde.
Yes.
So, yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not make it darker? I don't know.
And
more artsy.
not Ari Aster, but who's like one of those A24 directors? Yorgos Lanthimos can direct it, just like he did with The Lobster.
Ooh.
Just, you know.
Yeah, that'd be such a weird vibe, but I'd watch. Yeah.
In an alternate universe if we're talking about him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we're introduced to Elle. There's the card because everyone thinks Warner is going to propose.
Yeah.
Which he doesn't.
This is messed up, though. He takes her to, like, a really fancy restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
fuckboy material.
I mean, he could have at least just, like, low-key been like, you know what, I gotta talk to you. Like, don't make it seem like a big to-do. Like, that is so fucked up.
Well, no, because Elle goes with her girlies, goes shopping. Totally annihilates the sales associate.
I love that part.
The low viscosity rayon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was like, you're not selling this full price to me.
I thought this was so cool as a kid. Like, just the serve.
Mm-hmm. It's a vibe.
I really loved it. Yeah. But yeah, so they're at dinner. Elle's wearing this really pretty, like, halter Betsy Johnson-esque dress. Looking fab.
Mm-hmm. And
she gets dumped.
Oh, I loved the scene she created, though, at the dinner. Like, because she's like, is it because I'm blonde? And then she's, like, louder. She's like, is it because, like, my boobs
are too big?
Yeah, my boobs are too big. And everyone, like, turns around. And they're like, what is going on?
I love that Warner's, like, bad salad.
Yeah, it's, like, just the salad. A little thing I didn't notice watching this movie before that I noticed this time was, like, when they leave the restaurant, someone's like, oh, I'm not going to order the salad.
Yes.
And I was like, that is so funny. Like, I love the humor in this movie, like how subtle it is.
I love that was probably a background actor.
Mm-hmm.
And they picked up the sounds. Like, I love background actors so much.
Amen.
And just, like, the little flourishes.
Like the Bend and Snap guy that comes in.
Yes. Or I love in the Bend and Snap, I love the lady that looks like 2001 Lizzo.
Oh yeah, with the it's like sorry, windbreaker like top and bottom. It's like a running suit of sorts.
Like, girl just got back from a Richard Simmons class.
Yeah. And she does more than Bend and Snap. She's really getting it. Nothing can slow her down. She's like, whew. She's doing the most.
She's getting it.
Yeah.
But I digress. But yeah, when she gets broken up with, what was I going to say? I just love that whole scene. I think that scene is just so, I don't know, comedic and, like, perfectly done. I love her cry.
Her ugly cry.
Like,
those can't be real tears either. They're like water. There's like so, I don't know. I love how over the top it is.
I wonder if they did the thing where they, you know how they, like, rub the thing under your eye to make you cry?
Is it menthol or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Or maybe she's crying on command. That'd be insane if she cried on command.
Reese Witherspoon's just that dedicated. I could see it.
I could actually maybe see it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else. I love how he's like, I'm gonna drive you home, and then he drops her off, and then, you know, she, like, looks back, and he's, like, already gone. He's like, like, he didn't give a fuck. I'm like, dang,
No.
like, boy is heartless.
Well, because he wants a Jackie, not a Marilyn.
Yeah, that was also another fucked up thing to say. I'm like, geez, like, I know she's blonde, but like, you're just reducing someone to their hair color. Like, this is like a little, like, this is kind of prejudice. Like,
I kind of get it though.
Yeah.
Not, I mean, I get, no.
You agree with Warren?
No. I get how, sorry, I have to fix Timmy. I totally get like this scenario because I felt like this has come up in my life.
Oh, how so?
Like, I feel like people, when they date you, they see an image of you that you're like the serious girl that they're gonna marry or not, and you just fall into those brackets. And like most of my young adult life, I've been in the not, but the fun one or the charming one or the, you know, one who wears short skirts one, you know? So I kind of can get it. How he's like, I need to be serious and be in my serious Harvard mode. And
yeah.
But I love in the nail salon when Warren's brother gets engaged. And she's like, this is who I need to become, to the lady beside her in the nail salon chair.
Yeah.
And she's like, practically deformed?
Yeah, that part made me laugh out loud. I was like, I mean, her face is just like a little bit, but it's not that bad. But I love that lady just being like, yeah.
So good.
Just reading her.
Well, because it's like that Dita Von Teese quote, you know, like you can be like the juiciest peach in the world, but some people won't like peaches. I feel like.
Yeah. Well, it's like Pauletta, like if she can't, if Elle, like a lady like Elle can't get a guy, there's no hope. She's like, there's no hope for the rest of us.
But sometimes there is. I've dated dudes, I know dudes who have dated people that I know who like dump the gorgeous fun girl and then go with like an uggo. Yeah, but or because she's, I don't know, has something else.
You know, speaking of uggos, what cracked me up is like when she, you know, she looks at like the paper and she's like, oh, Warren's brother's getting married. This is the kind of girl I need to be, whatever. She goes and tells her parents, and her dad is like, sweetie, you don't want to do that. You don't want to go to Harvard, like, you know, study law. That's for like ugly people, like boring, ugly people.
And you're none of those things. I just love that, like, in like her blind optimism, she's like, well, to win him back, I'll just go to Harvard.
Yeah, like it's easy. Yeah. She's like, so what?
She's like, what? Like it's hard?
Yeah. I love that attitude. I feel like that's something like we can all adopt a little more, just like
lucky girl syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, Elle decides to go to Harvard.
Yup. I love how she's like, when she runs into Warren, it's like a casual thing. He's like, whoa, were you looking for me? She's like, oh no, I just go here. She's like, oh, how are you? Like, she didn't plan, you know. She's trying to keep her cards hidden.
That chill.
Yeah.
Well, I also love her not audition tape.
Yes.
Her,
oh my God.
admissions tape.
Yes. Duh. Yes.
And I do love how she's a diversity pick for Harvard. They're like, oh, we'll take a chance on the pretty girl.
Yeah.
The blonde.
The, like fashion major or whatever. They're like, we don't have one of those. Like, there's like one guy writing really hard for her that was like, we need to get this girl in here.
She's diverse.
She's diverse, y'all. Like, I don't know.
I love that. Can we talk about her first day at Harvard?
Yeah.
So the circle is probably one of my favorite scenes in the whole entire movie, like the introduction circle when they all meet.
Yeah, they're just sitting by the tree, just going around like, hey, I'm Enid and I'm so-and-so.
So we have Enid Wexler, who is like like we said, the feminist lesbian. Do you vibe with Enid?
Not as much as I used to.
I feel like I've heard you be like, Enid's my girl.
Yeah, in the past, I've felt that way. More than now. Well, she didn't play as much of a role that I thought she did. So maybe when I was in college, I feel like I was Enid more. But I guess I'm like, now watching it, when she also was like, yeah, you can't sit with us. I'm like, dang, Enid's being stank. What's wrong with her? But I don't know. Maybe it's because she really thought Elle said something behind her back. I don't know. But I'm like, I thought they were more of like friends, but it's crazy because we really see like Selma Blair's character, Vivian, become more of a friend to Elle in a way. Like, they're kind of like frenemies the whole time, but she has more, we see more sympathy. Enid's caught up in herself, really. She's preaching the feminist manifesto and stuff, which I think, that's great.
She wants the semester to be the Ovester.
The Ovester. I love that. Like, she cracked me up. I love how she had like oh man, what was it? She, I put it in my notes. It was like, lesbians against drunk driving or something. She organized an event. Like, I don't know. It was just like, she just cracks me up. I love that she wears like a big chain. Like, I love her energy, but I think like, I don't know.
Well, what do you think about the alternate ending that they allegedly shot of Vivian and Elle, like sitting on a beach together, and they end up together, like as a couple,
like together?
Yeah,
that's kind of fun. Like, I guess because I feel like that's maybe a bit of a stretch. I don't know if they have that chemistry. But I don't either. I don't hate that concept of like being like, like this guy sucks, like whatever. Because, she kind of, there's a certain point where Vivian's like, you know what? He's not that nice. Like, I'm just gonna, I don't know. Like, I think maybe if the conditions were right, but I don't know if that ending would just fit the way this movie goes. They'd have to change a lot of other things to build that chemistry.
We couldn't have Emmett.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, Emmett's too alluring, and they do have chemistry. So I don't know,
for sure.
But I don't hate it. I think it's interesting. It sounds like a fan fiction situation.
100%. I don't know how much it's true. I just like IMDb,
Yeah.
But we're also introduced to David Kidney, who he was deworming orphans in Somalia.
Right. Which is he just like making shit up like on the fly? He's just like, yeah, I've been busy philanthroping,
Or he's one of those dudes,
He's just like doing things.
I love the hacky sack dude who's like in like 5th grade, Stephen Hawking's stole my paper.
Yeah. No, he was cool.
And then Elle's intro is my favorite. Because she talks Cameron Diaz out of a heinous Angora sweater. Mm-hmm. Whoever said orange is the new pink is seriously disturbed.
Amen.
Which is a reference to Josie and the Pussycats.
It is.
It is. So in Josie and the Pussycats, there's like a line, I believe it's Alan Cumming, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen the movie in forever. But it's orange is the new pink is the thing. And it's like something with the studios. It's like an inside joke or like a reference. So it is, because that's been like racking my brain for so long.
Yeah, I'm like, when was this a thing, like culturally? When was orange? Because I don't remember, like orange is great, but I don't remember it being that big. And I don't think it could be. I think pink is a reigning color, right?
I mean, I think so. But I think like another seminal movie for me is Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah.
Which means that in my mind, I just heard Orange is the New Pink from that movie and was like, oh yeah, that's why Legally Blonde's saying it. Because orange is the new pink.
I'm definitely going to have to look for that. Like when we, watch Josie.
For sure. It's one of my favorite parts of the movie, so can't miss it.
It's a cinematic universe.
It is. Just these two. And full stop. Like
it could work. I mean, the outfits and stuff would,
For sure.
Right?
I'm surprised if we're in like 2001 land. I am so surprised Tara Reid wasn't like thought of for Elle Woods.
Yeah, she would have made a good Elle Woods.
She would have.
Doing Buffy? Is that what she was busy?
Tara Reid probably.
She wasn't in the early seasons of Buffy though.
I don't think she was in Buffy at all.
No, she was.
Tara Reid?
Yeah.
Tara Reid was in Buffy?
Yeah. She was in like, I feel like she was in the later seasons. I think she might have played like a lesbian lover to one of the main characters, from what I remember. I don't know. This could be hearsay. She was in like maybe one season of it. I swear. That's how I know her.
I don't see it when I Google it.
It's a fact. I'm almost certain. I hope. I
Are you
feel like
sure it
I
wasn't
feel
a
like I'm in that
girl?
classroom. I feel like I'm in the
You mean
classroom.
her?
Oh, was that a different Tara? Damn it. No.
Her name is Amber Benson.
Oh.
But she's gorgeous. Because I was like, wait, Tara Reid couldn't have been doing all that.
Huh.
Tara Reid was like,
Wow.
but in everything though.
But this girl's name is Tara, but that's not Tara Reid. Wow. I'm having a crisis. I thought they were the same person. Well, the more you know.
You may have to edit this out, but I almost wouldn't, like, I don't say I agree with this perspective, but Tara Reid might read slutty,
Mm-hmm.
whereas Reese Witherspoon doesn't, and the character of Elle doesn't come across as a slutty blonde, where Tara Reid may have unfortunately kind of conveyed that.
I think Tara Reid, and God rest her soul, but kind of verges onto that Anna Nicole Smith territory, where I think, Tara Reid could have been in this movie in, like, if it was The House Bunny. But I think Reese Witherspoon definitely elevates this movie. Also, Selma Blair and, Holland Taylor's one of the professors, and Victor Garber's one of the professors. And, like, this movie has people in it. And Jennifer Coolidge's Paulette does have some cachet because she is the Christopher Guest, gal. And so it makes this movie a little more interesting, or like serious in a weird way. Like, you can take it more seriously.
It's got Owen Wilson's brother,
Luke Wilson. And Luke Wilson was like speaking of up and coming.
Yeah, he's super cute. I totally didn't realize, because we were talking about him recently, and I always forget that he exists, to be honest. I forget Owen Wilson, because I feel like Owen Wilson's just such a big name, but like Luke Wilson, he's doing stuff too. We cannot forget about Luke Wilson.
Well, he was like one of the dudes in the early 2000s, like rom-com.
He's cute.
dudes.
He does that role really well, I think.
So cute. I prefer him to Owen Wilson.
I was gonna say better. I think he might be better than Owen Wilson. Like, I don't know.
I think so. So, like, his character Emmett, it's one of the only people, especially when Elle first gets to Harvard, that treats Elle like a person. And it's so nice.
Yeah. I was going to say, I was like shocked at the reception of her just even arriving. Like, the moment she gets out of the car, people are like attacking her. They're all like, they come around and look at her. There's like, people are like, what are you wearing, Malibu Barbie or something? And I'm just like, dude, like, is no one wearing pink at all? Like, everyone's really boring. Like, her dad was right, I guess.
I mean, I will say every Ivy League, like, person I've met totally looks like all of those extras.
Yeah.
But also, like, the dude that is, like, when she first gets there, and she's like, are there any mixers or any fun things to do?
Yeah.
Like, that's an honest question. There are sorority. I don't know. Is that, like, not, like, a thing at Harvard?
Yes.
Because there must be some social activity. There is.
There has to be. That's
But
what
there
I'm saying. Also, like, like in the Gilmore Girls, how hard Rory has to do those extracurriculars?
Or,
You
or,
mean
like,
to tell me when you get to Harvard, there's no extracurriculars?
or at Yale, if we're talking Gilmore Girls.
Uh-huh.
When Rory does that thing on the brigade,
Oh, yes,
the
yes. With Logan.
Logan, the
like an event.
Omnia Apparatus, the something brigade.
Yeah.
They're essentially a fraternity.
Yeah. I'm like, you have to party hard, right? You're working hard, you party hard. I don't know. I mean, like, not everyone has to be like stuffed up in a library or their room reading all the time.
Okay, wait, hold up. There's Greek life at Harvard.
Of course they just, I don't know. I just really don't like how people were just like rude to her right off the bat for no reason.
Wow.
Just jealous,
So they're, but they, devil's advocate, they paint like Elle Woods, the Malibu Barbie, California girl, like all the people in California as like these nice, cheery people. Paulette is like the, you know, the nail lady that's down to earth and nice, but like the intellectuals are like the villains.
Mm-hmm. The intellectuals are always the villains.
I know.
It's like in The Nanny. You
They're
know,
like,
she writes her resume on the lipstick, and Cece Babcock is the intellectual. I don't know. She's
Elle
like,
Woods.
Yeah.
Cece's like Vivian.
she's like Vivian. Yeah, she's jealous. Yeah,
For sure.
just saying. I don't know. I pulled a lot of parallels in this movie to like a lot of other things, but I won't. I don't know if it's necessary to go there.
Legally Blonde is like The Nanny though. And I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
Anything else? Oh yeah, so the lecture with Holland Taylor's character,
Yeah.
the Vivian introduction where she's like kicks her out of class and she does like the little head thing.
Mm-hmm.
Totally grinds my gears.
Yeah, like Vivian. You mean like when she just like does this thing where she's like, haha, take that, like that
Yeah, she's like-
attitude.
She like does this thing with her head that I've always
It's irritating.
so like under your skin.
It's mean. She's definitely like has a mean streak, but I don't know. It's probably because she's insecure, you know?
I think so.
She's threatened because Elle's just in there writing on her like little heart-shaped notebook with a little, you know, I don't know.
And Elle's so nice too. And like the girl, Vivian invites her to the party
Mm-hmm.
and says it's a costume party and she dresses up like a Playboy bunny
Yo,
because that's what you do.
sure. Yeah.
And yeah, everyone just like laughs at her and makes fun of her.
Yeah. Except for Warren, who...
Warner?
Warner.
Yeah.
I haven't said his name
You've been
right.
saying Warren, but it's okay.
Sorry, I don't know. Whatever his name is, it don't matter. He's a fuckboy.
He is.
But no, he like gets a little handsy while he's like leaning up against the pool table. He's like, "Ooh, hey there!" Like I don't know. I just like they're getting a little bit into. You know, she's like touching his arm,
Mhm.
and I'm like, you know, it's a good thing Vivian's not in the room because she probably would have. They would have like, you know, she
He's a
smacked her.
boy.
Yeah, I don't know.
But Warner's the real villain.
Warner
Let's be
is
real.
yes,
But
and Warren. Too.
but I love how Elle realizes like Warner's never going to. She's never going to be good enough for him.
Yeah,
And like I love how immediately she goes out and buys an orange MacBook
yes,
in the bunny costume. She's like serious Elle mode, and then like Emmett's like in behind her in line, and it's so cute.
it's very cute.
But one of my favorite scenes, like upon this viewing, that's
Mhm.
the scene where I'm like, yeah,
I love
Let's
it
go.
too. Like this montage, like there's this music that plays too, and it's like so empowering. And it's really, to me, it's like the female version of like Bet on It.
yes,
You know what I mean? Because it's like, oh, nothing's gonna stop me. You can bet on me. But it's like a girl singing. It's like so 2000s. It's like funky. I don't know. And they like turn up the soundtrack so loud.
yes,
And I don't know. Like you see her in line to get the computer, and then you see her like studying, and then, you know,
I love it.
I don't know. It's great.
I love that like energy. I also love like cheesy 2000s pop.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bare Naked by Jennifer Love Hewitt, or
Yeah.
like a Natalie Imbruglia, or like a, you know, like everything on this soundtrack.
Basically, this soundtrack is so good. I don't know. I could just listen to this soundtrack and just have the perfect day.
I mean,
Just saying.
naturally. Anything else? I know we were kind of like all over the place, but there is the Brooke Wyndham trial,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of like the B plot.
Yeah, it's actually kind of a serious case in a way. I mean, it's murder.
Murder. Any thoughts on it? I do love, I know we talked about it before, but I love that Elle like gets him because like Brooke Wyndham's accused of murder,
Mm-hmm.
and the pool boy, is his name Enrique?
Yeah, Enrique.
So they're like at a break, at a recess,
Mm-hmm.
and Elle he cuts her off in line, and she's like stomping your foot.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't
He's like,
stomp your Prada or last season Prada shoes at me, honey.
he does. And his shirt, I just gotta say, his shirt is the most like flamboyant, over the top. It's like bedazzled. It's like, it has like a whole motif and everything. And it's like, you could calm it down if you're trying. I don't know. I'm with Elle. I'm like,
Her gaydar's going
her
off.
gaydar was like, it was like going way off. Like just like ding, ding, ding. I don't know.
For sure.
I thought that was just really funny because she's like, yeah, no, gay men, no designers.
Straight men don't.
Straight men don't. Yeah, it was a very like definitive statement. Like there's no in between.
Is this
no
problematic?
No gray area. I think it might be a little problematic.
And Brooke is like, I did see a share tape in the pool house once.
Yes, that cracked me up. I was like, wow, okay. Like evidence. Like I don't know if you could use that in the court of law, but like I love how Emmett was like, you know what? I think you're onto something. I'm going to find a way to get him to like say, just like keep asking him questions, just be quick with it, and then be like, bam, what's your boyfriend's name? Just like sneak it in there. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. It was pretty wild.
I love that. Anything else? Well, she does get Me Too'd by Professor Callahan.
Yeah, that was gross. I mean, I'm glad, I don't know. I'm glad it wasn't like too far, but it really bothered me, like Vivian's reaction, just being like, oh, so you're sleeping with everybody now?
Just a slut shamer.
I know. I'm like, geez. But also, it doesn't look like that. He's like, where do you want to go with your... I don't know. I mean, if you're eavesdropping...
She has to get better eavesdropping skills. But I think she's just like against Elle automatically because she's threatened by Elle. So she sees this and she's like, aha.
Like he picked her. Like there must, I don't know. Something shady's going on.
Yeah.
She needs to calm down.
But really... Professor Callahan's just trying to Harvey Weinstein her.
Yeah.
But he's hotter. I'd smash. Hot take. Victor Garber?
You'd be like, okay, yeah, I want to be a lawyer. Like, I love how this whole thing is like, do you want a career as a lawyer? I'll help you out. But I don't think that's how I don't think that's how law offices work, right?
I mean, to be a partner, I think, yeah.
Maybe.
I think you can sleep your way to the top in some instances. Like, she's taken the initiative. If she graduates law school, in conjunction with sleeping her way to the top, I'm not suggesting it, but it could be beneficial.
It could be beneficial. Like, consider just...
I mean, but I don't think Elle needs that.
No.
I mean, no one needs... Well, some people might need that. I think... I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I know this is a podcast, but like, no shame.
Yeah. However you get to the top doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Also, this is not Tara Reid's Legally Blonde. This is Reese Witherspoon's Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
This is, let's go out with,
Yeah. It makes me sad though. She's like, I'm gonna throw it all, like, fuck this. She's like, fuck law school. She tells Emmett what happened. He's the only person that will really listen. Well, other than Paulette, but then she goes, to say goodbye because she's leaving. She's just going to go back to California and just, I don't know, I guess resume life as normal before she, I
mean, she was neighbors with Aaron Spelling. That's something.
Yeah.
So it would have worked out, but.
Yeah.
But no, I love that earnest moment where Emmett's like, please, I want you to stay.
Yeah, he's like, don't go. I mean, how could, I don't know. She's like, whatever. I'm out of here, though.
True. Those are my favorite moments in the movie, though, where there is some, like, earnesty.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where Emmett's like, please don't go. Or, Elle's kindness. Like, she's so kind to Paulette or kind to just everyone she meets. And it's never, like, performative in a way. It's so interesting how just, like, I don't know. I just really felt that like leap through the screen. I was like, oh, kindness.
Yeah.
She's just so lovely.
Oh,
so kind.
I know. She like baked bread for people, which is really crazy to me. Like, that seems like a lot of work.
Like, if this movie does anything or did anything for females, like growing up, I really hope people are like, they look at the pink and they look at the fashion and stuff and they're like, party. But they're also like taking into account Elle Woods is really kind and really ambitious and also really smart, and she applies herself.
Yeah. It's also like you don't have to step on other women to get, you know what I mean? Like I think her and Vivian have a thing because obviously Vivian's dating Warner, who is Elle's ex. So there's like that tense
It's always
air.
some dude who's fucking everything up too.
Yeah. But Elle, you know, she tries to be nice to her because she gets over it at a certain point. She's like, you look nice today. Like, it all starts with one little thing. And then, like, eventually Vivian's like, hey, I need but I think she asked for her advice on something.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's, like, little moments that they're just like, okay, like, let's just respect each other. I mean, until Vivian goes off again. But then she's like, oh, I misread this. Oh, no.
Yeah.
You know, she comes around.
And she feels genuinely bad.
Yeah.
Like,
she has a soul.
I will say, too, on the Selma Blair tip, very underrated screen queen, like, side character of the early aughts.
I agree.
Like, I loved her in this. She does this role very well. The Vivian Kensington role. I love, like, The Sweetest Thing.
This made me think of The Sweetest Thing.
I mean, she's, like, one of my favorite parts of The Sweetest Thing. Because she plays that very earnestly, too. Yeah, Selma Blair, Cruel Intentions. I feel like she doesn't get her flowers a lot, but...
Props to you, Selma Blair.
Yeah, I really love Selma Blair. Yeah.
I feel like I had a thought. Oh, so Elle goes to, like, say goodbye to Paulette, and then her professor, her female professor, was there at the salon getting her hair done, and she overhears the whole situation, what happened with Elle and why she's leaving, and she's just like, well, you know, if you're gonna leave because of one stupid prick, like,
You're not the girl I thought you were.
Yeah. And it gives her, like, that chutzpah to just be like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't let this ruin my whole time and, you know, what I've worked for. I don't know. I just loved that. Because that teacher was so harsh, too, at the beginning. Or, you know what I mean? Just kind of... But sometimes... I feel like some of the teachers that are the toughest sometimes are the best.
I feel like...
Within, you know, when they actually have a reason to be.
Holland Taylor's character reminds me of, like, every older woman in my life that I would view as, like, a real-life feminist, like, role model. Like, very tough on you, like you said in the beginning, but it's only because she sees the potential in you and you need that push.
Yep.
I also think, like her at the nail salon being like, are you gonna let one prick ruin your life? Because it, like, makes me think about, oh, if she's, like, an elder stateswoman of this, like, she's probably gone through so much more sexual harassment and so many more, like, Mad Men style obstacles as a female that, like, us in the 2001, like, post-feminist society won't even begin to understand or fathom how difficult, but we're still feeling, you know, feeling that as well. But it really reminds me of, like, those, like, true feminist, like, older women in my life personally, and I feel like that was, like, really portrayed screen really well.
Hard for what you have, and
or there's always going to be some guy.
Sure, but don't let it stop you.
No, there's always going to be, you know, that little thing.
Oh, so I love to, like, basically Brooke finds out, like, Callahan's a sleazeball and just, like, is like, you know what? I don't need him. Let's just hire Elle straight up.
Which in real life would be, like, the dumbest thing ever, but I suspend disbelief.
Right. Yeah.
I like it. It's a vibe in this movie.
Yeah. I mean, Elle's going on instincts. I think she's got something, you know?
I think so too.
Yeah, or she's just got the lucky girl syndrome, you know?
Both.
Like, thank goodness, like, if this was a person who was actually guilty, you know, that'd be bad. But, you know.
No.
Be a challenge. She said she likes a challenge.
For sure. I mean, Brooke Wyndham also has the alibi. She couldn't have killed her husband because... because she works out and happy people just don't go and shoot their husbands.
Exactly.
But also, she was getting liposuction.
Right. Which I guess they didn't have to give up her alibi.
Because Linda Cardellini got a perm.
Yeah, Linda Cardellini. Yep. Yeah. It's just
perm science.
perm science.
Real quick, what
Yeah.
do y'all think about the time dilation in this movie? Where, like, there'll be, like, really, like, it's going at a pace, and time makes sense in certain contexts, but then all of a sudden it jumps 2 weeks or a whole semester, and she did a whole semester's worth of studying in, like, 3 montage sequences, and then, like, what do y'all think of that?
I have some thoughts. I mean, I honestly didn't really notice it, or I didn't have any problems with it, except there's this one quick scene that lasts for like maybe 5 seconds of her and Paulette in the salon, and it's decorated with Christmas lights, and there's snow. I never noticed that before. It's like such a quick thing that if you look away or you're doing something else, you might miss it. And I'm like, wait, so it's the holiday season. But then it's like, whoop-de-doo. We move on. It has nothing to do with the rest. You know, I guess it's just to show time is passing. But it's also, I don't know. It felt weird and out of place to me, that one scene. Because I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, it seems, it's almost, at least the vibe that I got from watching this movie is like, I mean, obviously semesters pass and stuff, but it almost feels like it's timeless. Like, my sense of time doesn't exist in this movie until... like when she's like, it's like 2 years later and she graduates, you know, like that makes sense because it's very definitive. It tells you, but like everything else, like montages are so loose. It's hard for me to wrap my mind around it. So I don't know. But that one Christmas scene really, it took me out of it just a little bit for a few seconds there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Personally, don't mind. I think this is where they like do well, like utilizing the montage. Because I do think this movie is like zippy and goes through where like there could be a lot of filler in other movies. Also, on this podcast, we've watched a lot of movies from the early 2000s with some janky editing to show time passing.
Like in Serendipity.
Yes, where there's like a literal like a Windows screensaver like showing time has passed of a clock.
Yep.
Yeah, not like that. Not like in, this is 99, but Jawbreaker, where they would just do some like sitcom, like Leave It to Beaver, like do music to like show time has passed.
It was weird.
Like, this is an actual movie. No offense. Like, it zips. Like, yeah, the time doesn't make sense, but you suspend disbelief a lot anyways. And I feel like because time is so loose in this movie, besides the one Christmas scene,
yeah,
you don't notice, which I think is in its favor.
Yeah, I clocked it almost immediately when she like is studying, then she's taking the test, and then the results are coming back.
it does happen.
Well, that's a
very
montage. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, but I was just like, oh, okay, this movie's just gonna, instead of like doing a whole scene where she's stressed out waiting and uncertain and everything, they don't even show you that she was uncertain, because at the end of the day, I don't think Elle would have been.
No.
You know? I mean, she definitely would have been a little nervous, like she would have been anticipating them, but I don't know.
I know what you're saying, because in my mind, like as a kid when I watched it, I felt like there was more anticipation or like time between, but I don't know. Maybe it's also when you're a kid, your attention span's so short. So I don't know.
I think it's because Elle has lucky girl syndrome. And I think like I've gone through life like this in the good points where, yeah, you don't question things. It's like you have tunnel vision. I think it does, in defense of this movie and the time situation, she's only focused on that. She's like, I'm going to get that. So why show any of that stressed out? Like you said, if she wasn't going to be stressed out. Like she wasn't. Time goes by fast when you're on a mission.
That's true.
And then you go back and you're like, oh man, I can't believe I wasn't scared of that. Maybe I'm the only one. Like, I just blindly did that and it just worked out for me.
Yeah. I feel like I've done stuff like that. I can't think of anything right now, but I feel like I have at some point, yeah. Maybe not on tests, though. Tests or not. I hated tests. I don't know.
I did too. I got a lot of performance anxiety, like with tests. But speaking of time stuff, the only time I thought it was out of place was the bend and snap. That's like such a weird scene
Uh-huh.
in this movie that flows so well. I never remembered the movie like this, but like Bend and Snap is literally just like a weird B plot for Paulette, which I love the how to flirt with the UPS guy.
Yeah.
But then why all of a sudden are we having like a musical montage?
Yeah, it reminds me a bit of like the Penis song and The Sweetest Thing. Like just like
Yes.
that, like everyone is like flash mob. Like it could have just been like her showing her Bend and Snap, but no, Bend and Snap had to be like a whole thing, which is really fun. I feel like that scene, in my mind, it was longer and it was like in a different place in the movie. Like I remember it feeling more purposeful and having more, like I know it does serve a purpose, but I thought it was like I thought it was like not every 5 seconds people were bending and snapping, but I thought it was like really catching on like wildfire. Maybe it does in the second movie. I don't know.
I don't remember, but I remember I think the Bend and Snap would kind of work in a almost campy way if there was better music around it. Like if there was like a early 2000s like groove, you know?
There was something, but I'm trying to remember.
I know right before they play like that's the way I like it, which like
that's not what I
it's
remember.
not the vibe.
No.
Personally, to me, that was where the women empowerment, almost like daytime talk show, everybody get up and dance kind of vibe took over. And I was like, ooh, wow, that made its way into this movie. But
yeah, I feel like this movie is so good and the Bend and Snap does not hold up.
the concept does, though.
It does. Have you ever done the Bend and Snap to grab a fella or a lady fella?
No, never. I mean, I've done the Bend and Snap during the movie, like watching the movie, just be like, ha, bending and snap. Yeah, like I'm thinking it was a whole choreographed number, but it's not really. And I guess the whole thing where it's like under your boobs is not correct. It's just the way Jennifer Coolidge does it.
I like that though.
I love that too. I thought that was the real way, but I don't know if you actually snap. Like, because it seems like no matter what anyone else did with the Bend and Snap, it only mattered to me what Jennifer Coolidge did.
For sure. No, I think it's just like a bend and then the snap is like you coming up.
Yeah.
Okay. Not like a...
Yeah, but she pushes up the puppy.
Oh yeah. If you got him, flaunt him. I like that character. That's a Jennifer Coolidge like move.
It is. But you know what I think is like crazy? Just speaking about like Jennifer Coolidge and like big boobs. Elle Woods, she does not have big boobs. But she talks about her boobs like they're big. I don't know. She's like, what is it? I don't know.
I mean, no shade to Reese Witherspoon because she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But she also says, I guess I'll just go back home and be a Victoria's Secret model. And she's like all but 5'1". Like, that's not happening. But...
And she thinks she has big boobs too, and I'm like I don't know. I just because they're like I guess
she's
because you're blonde,
because
you're blonde, you have big boobs. It's like not. It's not always gonna correlate. I don't know. I'm just like it's weird because she says a few things like oh my boobs, or like oh I guess my boobs are too big, or like she says something to Paulette before she leaves about her big boobs, and I'm like
you suspend disbelief.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, there's something wrong with her boobs or her boob size. I'm just like. Confused because I'm like this is Reese Witherspoon. I'm like you're expecting me to believe like yes Jennifer Coolidge has got big boobs, but I'm like you can't. But she's like us big boobed blonde women basically. She's like we're just
stick together.
Yeah, but I'm like okay, but I don't know, Elle. Like I don't know if that's a problem. Like I don't know. She just makes it seem like it's this problem she has to overcome. At least that's what I took away. I don't know. I feel like that I could say that. Like, I could be like, oh, my big boobs are getting in the way again.
Me too. It's such a hard life to be blonde and big boobed, right?
Yeah. I don't know. It was just like a little detail that kind of, I don't know. It was like really technical, but.
No, I noticed that too. But
she looks amazing. Like, she looked great. She wears like a lot of like bikini tops and she looks amazing. I don't know.
I love those sequins bikini tops Elle wears.
Yeah. And the fur coats.
It's so good. That crocheted hat she wears in that one scene.
That one crocheted hat. Oh. I don't know how I feel about that hat.
It's of a time.
It definitely is. Yeah.
It gives me a little bit of PTSD. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm a little disturbed. I'm like, ooh, I like cringe when I see it, but I think it's because I maybe had a hat like that or knew people. Like, I was just around. I feel like assaulted by that hat.
It makes me think of Limited 2.
Yeah.
But like the dark, dusty corners of a Limited 2 with a lone crochet hat.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, not in a good way. Like, not. Yeah. Ooh.
The ghost of crocheted hats past, just floating in a Limited 2 corner dressing room being like, Hillary Duff.
Yeah. It's all that Hillary Duff propaganda.
But want to talk about the ending.
Yeah.
Which, I'm not gonna lie, I got really verklempt. Like, I got super teary-eyed because Elle Woods is like, you know, you have to have faith and you have to, most importantly, have faith in yourself.
Yeah.
And I was just like, ah.
That actually got me too. I'm a little embarrassed, but I was like watching it. I'm like,
It's so, I don't know, it's so good. And like Warner doesn't get anyone and doesn't graduate with honors.
Nope, he doesn't have a girlfriend or a job at the end. He's like, because he sucks.
And Emmett ditched Callahan and has his own firm and is gonna propose to Elle.
Yeah.
And Vivian and Elle are now like BFFs.
That's so cute. Yeah. Not lovers, but BFFs will do.
Yeah, maybe in Legally Blonde 3.
Oh, it'll be like a turnaround. She divorces
Emmett and just like, or maybe she's in a throuple.
Yeah.
This is 2023, so
anything can happen.
yeah.
I love too how like Paulette marries the UPS man, and I love that he's called the UPS man, like in the quotes, like that's his name. And they have a daughter on the way that they're gonna name Elle.
Which, can I just say, I know Elle Woods is like a style icon, but UPS men are also style icons.
Yes.
Like the brown shorts and brown socks combo. Whew. It's cute.
Especially if he's got a booty. Like, I feel like this man
Calves.
pops his booty out. Like, he's like, I know you're looking. Like, he does that thing.
Yes.
Where like, he leans over the counter and, like,
he knows
looking
how to
back
bend
at it.
and snap.
He knows how to bend and snap, yeah.
But yeah, I think now, like, I know Elle Woods is the real lady, but I think the UPS guy has the real style.
Yeah, it's effortless.
Yeah. It just works it.
Yeah. I love, like, I found out, like, well, we read the same thing, so you probably know Jennifer Coolidge had a crush on the actor playing the UPS man. So, like, some of her nerves were real.
Oh.
Which I think is really cute.
I like that. And then apparently, I think his name's Matthew Davis, who plays Warner, had a crush on Reese Witherspoon.
Oh.
And Selma Blair.
Oh.
I can
gotcha.
kind of see it with Reese Witherspoon. I see his, you know, the way he, like, looks at her. Like,
Yeah.
I
his
get
eyes do, like, light up a bit.
yeah. Which, it's Reese Witherspoon in her, like, prime. So,
Yeah.
you know, I get it.
I get it.
Yeah. But any final thoughts?
Well, it's been nice revisiting this movie. I mean, it's exactly the way it's weird. I mean, besides the awkward placement of the bend and snap and that one Christmas scene that I didn't know existed, I feel like it's everything that I remember, which is kind of comforting because sometimes revisiting these movies, it's like nothing like I remember.
It holds up.
Yeah,
for
it holds up. It's still a good story. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, it's iconic.
No, I completely agree. I have a new respect for this movie, and I was like, thank God this movie holds up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I want to like mess with my eyeshadow a little more. Like just maybe blue or maybe like they had some interesting like makeup looks throughout, like her friends in Delta Nu, and also like Paulette's like kind of, because she does have a little bit of hooker eyeliner like underneath. Like she did this thing where she had like hot pink and like a lighter blue and a darker blue. Like it was like a, I don't know. It was very interesting. I'm like, ooh, it makes me want to like play with my makeup. Or like the lipstick. Like it reminds me of a literal Barbie. Or like an 80s. Like you know how they have their like the makeup already on there, how like bold it is? It's like literally kind of painted. I don't know. I'm like, ooh.
No, I'm very inspired. I don't know if you can tell, but I am wearing like a little bit of lavender.
I can tell. Yeah.
Yeah, the About Face, like Halsey's makeup line.
I do.
But yeah, I want to experiment a little more. Like, do some blue. I want to try it out. I'm inspired by Elle.
You should try some blue.
Yeah, you should totally wear Paulette Hooker eyeliner.
I'm gonna try, maybe next time. Yeah.
Next up. Okay. Well, thank you so much for listening.
Yeah.
Rate, review, subscribe.
Yeah, leave a comment. Send us an email at thelatetothepartypod @gmail.com for like movie suggestions, any thoughts or concerns. And yeah, thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thanks again. Bye.
Bye.